Hey everybody, so we're back again. Dr. Anime here. I'm here to review the episode 11 of The God of High School. In this episode, it opens up with telling us more of a backstory of the nine-tailed fox spirit that's inside llpyo. And in this instance, we learn that the nine-tailed spirit attained immense power after training for 1,000 years. And he would, or it, I guess, was so powerful that the god, it just says the god, it didn't say a god, but so the god of heaven who ruled heaven appointed the fox as its guardian. And it did its job. Like, it repelled a lot of crisis and threats that came their way. But the god became fearful of the power that the nine-tailed had, so it ordered, because we don't know if it was a guy or girl, ordered the execution of the fox. The fox got pissed, of course, because of its years or centuries probably of service. So it used its power to destroy half of heaven. Half. That's crazy. And then it escaped to heaven. I mean, I said, wow, to heaven. From heaven to earth. Now, that makes me wonder, is that its full power? Because it still would have had to reserve some power for its escape. So that tells me that it probably could have destroyed a little bit more than just half of heaven if it just wanted to unleash it all. That's interesting. So by the time it got to Earth, it already used up its energy, so it went to sleep. And then we get taken back to the fight between llpyo and Mori Jin. So we see Jegal up in the high up stands, like, and it looked like he's by himself, and his power is resonating with the energy is coming from llpyo. And we also see Mujin Park and Mandok both sense this power too. So, and we also see Jeon Jagoro, the guy who fought Jegal before and it looked like he got killed. So he didn't die, even though that one episode it made it seem like he did. But he's like in a container, just being like on life support, and just purple energy is coming from his body. And it switches back to the fight where Mori tries to approach it more cautiously. So he's not like just rushing in. And llpyo actually praised him on that. He's like, good. So llpyo praises Mori for not just rushing in. He's actually using his brain and analyzing his opponent's powers, abilities, fighting style. So he goes in, and llpyo is pretty much just speed blitzing him at this point. Like, he goes in for an attack, he disappears and appears behind him. He turns around and tries to attack him. He disappears and go back to his original spot. Then is knocking Mori around. So we have llpyo uses create these fire fox, pretty much. Fox is made of fire. And first he just made two, and Mori was able to take those two down. And then they still fighting, close range combat, but Mori is getting more overwhelmed than anything. And then he noticed llpyo start to feel pain. And it made him stop for a bit. So he asked him, like, what's going on? Why are you feeling pain, kind of thing? And then as they're still fighting, we have Mori thinks to himself about how borrowed power is not just simply borrowing power from someone else. You are actually fighting with your mind and body. Because I guess the power is just so great, or it could be that maybe what some of the will of the god that you are borrowing power from is probably kind of like how Naruto in his nine tailed foxes is trying to like take control of the body. Maybe we don't know. We don't know until we find out a little bit more, because this is more they're doing their own thing kind of, while still sticking to some of the main stuff from the webtoons, but they're still changing certain things up. So at this point we have Mori gets images like flashes, and the outline shows him kind of, but like holding like a staff. So as that happening, he's about to get attacked by more Firefox from Lippo, and his hand is like this, and all he did was like grip it a little bit, and it blasts all of the foxes away. And it starts to put out some of the fire that was on Lippo, and his Mori's eye turned blue, and then the middle was black instead of yellow. It's normally black, and then the cross in his eye is yellow. It's blue, and the cross is black. So as that happened, and he blasts those Firefox away, we see like what looks like a lining of a staff in his hand. And it's like he has it behind him. And he had like electricity like kind of like coming off his body a little bit. So Lippo uses what is it called? It was, I think, was it 100 demon fox, I believe, or 100 demons. And it's a bunch of Firefox going at Mori, and he creates this tornado that just blasts them all away, and it begins to suck in Lippo into it, and there's like lightning in the middle, so he's getting sucked up. And what's crazy is the ceiling changed into like the sky, so it looked like just a bunch of clouds with like lightning, like showing here and there within the clouds. And it started to scare a lot of the audience, because they're like, are we okay, kind of thing. And you see what looks like, like if you were to like go straight into the sky, like the area where planes would pretty much be flying around, or maybe a little bit higher than that. You just see Lippo like flying up there, and then a giant hand comes, and it knocks Lippo right back down to the stage. And the hand is just like literally pushing him down. He is KO'd, knocked out. The win goes to Mori, and then Mori looked like he was in a trance until Mara and Han comes into the ring, and Han was like, "Was that borrowed power?" And we have Mori like, I like he doesn't know what happened, kind of thing. So it it goes to the hospital pretty much, and we have Lippo there like recovering, and then Mori eventually comes in, and they begin talking. So they talk about his grandfather and about why he has to win. So you get information from Mujin Park about where his grandfather is, or any information that can help him. And we have Jeon pretty much escaped from the tube that he was in, and his hand turns red, and his body, like half of his body, began to turn demon like. And it had to be some type of energy that was left over from Jegal power, because when his power was resonating, so was Jeon's body. So he walks down a hallway and he sees Jegal, and they start to fight. And it was more Jeon being in the was having the edge a bit until his maid comes in, distracts him, which allows Jegal to come in, and Jegal uses that as an opening to like pin the maid like this, like with her hands like a spike through it, and then throws her using the spike, and he's behind, he's like behind, and then Jeon's like right here between them, so he pulls her like towards him, and then have a spike goes like through her and him. And Jeon, and at that point she's coughing out blood, and Jeon absorbs her into his body as his body turns all red and demon like, and then he begins to absorb the bodies of the guards from Mujin Park's organization, or his god of high school. Yeah, I just call it organization. And apparently they were like right outside the hall of llpyo, because there was like a huge explosion, and we just see llpyo's two friends there, like they're like on the ground from the explosion, and we don't know where Mori is. We don't see him at all during this point. So we like llpyo sees that the guy Jeon was absorbing the other guards, so he was trying to prevent that from happening from his allies. So he goes in and is evading like these tentacles that were Jeon was like shooting out to try to absorb everybody. And his teammates get wrapped up and are about to be absorbed, but then the maid comes back again, and she got coughed up from after llpyo and Jegal was fighting, so she got like threw up, pretty much like how Cell threw up 18 when Super Saiyan 2 Gohan just rocked him in the stomach, like just punched him. So she comes up again, distracting him to where Jegal comes in, summons a huge shark. Top part of his body gone. So both times that he was pretty much severely injured was because his maid is over here distracting him. Now I understand like he was going out of his mind at this point, and she was like bringing him back down. But the first time, let him do what he's doing. Like I guess because they don't know that he's really a bad guy. But like the things he did to Jeon, like he deserves to get his butt kicked, if not destroyed. So as that happens, it's more of llpyo's teammates. One of them is missing an arm, and the other one's missing her leg. So this is more of a flashback for llpyo from when his Jegal broke his llpyo's other friend's leg like 4 years prior at the martial arts nationals. So this enraged him to the point where them two are fighting. llpyo pretty much like knocks him out of the building. They're high up in the building, and they fall straight to the floor, and then go zooming through other buildings fighting. And then you see Madok comes like walking down the street, and he summons this huge gate, like when like last episode when he summoned that black god like figure thing, and it looked like it's an army of some type of alien slash god slash demon beast. And there seems to be hundreds, if not thousands, of them coming out. And we have Commissioner Q mentioned that like each one is worth 10 million. So for each one that they kill, that's how much they'll get. And it ends at that note, and we don't know what's going on. Oh, and Mujin Park says that the God of High School tournament is over because they have what they wanted. They have the key, and this was like the battle of gods or demons or whatever. So it's gonna be interesting to see where Mujin, as a Mujin, where Mori Jin is at right now, because he was in the room. Like, what happened to him? And then where's Mira and Han? Like, what are they gonna do? And we know that the six are gonna be there too to fight. So we're probably gonna see the last six or the last two six members show up either next episode or the episode after that, possibly. So, what's are we gonna see? No, I don't think we're gonna see Taejin yet. They could change it to where we will, but I don't think we're gonna see him for a while. At least not like free. He probably would still be captive. But yeah, let me know what you think right now. Do you think the season one is gonna end in the next what? How many episodes do you think the first season's gonna have? I should probably look that up because when I looked it up, it wasn't as much. But yeah, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment below. Tell me what you think, and I'll catch you guys next time.